This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day, and this year we are saying thank you to therapists. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories and millions of journeys. Behind each one of them is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take that next step forward. Moments in therapy, like asking the right questions, having a safe place to get emotional or cry, or small wins, they can change lives. This World Mental Health Day, BetterHelp is honoring those connections and the therapists who make them possible while showing how easy it is to get guidance from a licensed therapist online with BetterHelp. I've been doing therapy for over 2 years and I couldn't recommend it enough. It's helped me so much with relationships with my friends, families, even myself. It's helped me understand myself better, and it's just made for such a better life. It really has. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for live sessions based on over 1.7 million client reviews. This World Mental Health Day, we are collaborating with those therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off of their first month at BetterHelp.com/PFF. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PFF. Texans at Seahawks. This is the nightcap Monday Night Football game that we have next week. Boy, Sam Darnold's been playing some great football, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But talk to me about the Texans. How can the Texans keep this one a game? Because this one's in Seattle. The Texans have struggled at the beginning part of the year, and I think a lot of people think this is an obvious win for the Seahawks. But talk to me about the Texans and how they can keep this one close.
Yeah, I don't think the Texans are ever, especially with their defense, an obvious win and what we know CJ Stroud can do on offense if the offensive line is playing well enough. But I think the thing in their last 2 games, they were off this past week, so the long road trip coming off of a bye week, might actually help them a little bit. But they ran the football at least reasonably well in their last 2 games, those 2 wins against Tennessee and Baltimore. Now, those aren't great teams, and they were ahead for a lot of those games, but they're running the football darn near 49% of the time. Nick Caley knows he can't make CJ Stroud be one-dimensional. He has to find a way to run the football, mixing in more of the rookie Woody Marks in there with Nick Chubb, a lot more yards after contact per attempt from those backs over the last 2 wins that they've had. 26.5% of their runs right now going for first downs or a touchdown. So, look, the Texans with their O-line and really the lack of speed at running back, they're not going to be the best rushing team in football. We know this. There's several other teams, obviously, they're going to be way ahead of them in that factor. But they need some sort of balance. They can't ask CJ Stroud to just drop back and throw the football 50 times, especially with all the looks that Mike McDonald can give you on defense. So I think the idea is going to be for the Texans to slow this game down a little bit, find enough of a run game, and then the explosives can create themselves off of it. If Nick Chubb and Woody Marks play as well as they have the last 2 games, then the Texans do have a shot to go out and get a road win.
I would certainly agree with you. Now, I think that on top of that, Seahawks 22nd team run defense grade over the last 3 weeks, 14th in EPA per rush allowed. So I think that there is a script where the Texans can do a little bit more on the ground than I think they did at the beginning of the year when people were like, the Texans just aren't going to be able to run the football now. They've been a little bit better at it. So I think that against this Seahawks defense, maybe it's a script where they can stick to and control the ball a little bit more than people think. But I'm going to be honest with you, Dalton. Sam Darnold plays the way that he's played through the first 6 weeks of the season, won't matter. Here's some Sam Darnold stats for everybody out there. Overall, PFF passing grade, 92.8. It's first in the NFL. Versus the blitz, 84.6. It's fifth in the NFL. Versus pressure, 72.3. That's also fifth in the NFL. Of throws 15 or more yards down the field, 99.0. First in the NFL. Middle of the field throws, 96.0. It's first in the NFL. He is first in least amount of turnover-worthy plays when it comes to a turnover-worthy play percentage, and he is also first in the NFL in big-time throw percentage. There's nobody playing the quarterback position better on what he is asked to do than Sam Darnold right now. He has been unbelievable to watch over the last couple of weeks. His chemistry with Kubiak, their offensive coordinator, has just been on point. And I think that as the Seahawks get healthier on the defensive side of the football, this is going to be a team that is going to be a tough out every single week until we get into the playoffs, because I am predicting that this, of course, is a playoff team. I predicted them to win the division. So, of course, I'm going to say that. But I think that this team is manifesting into the potential that it had when we looked at them on paper before the season. And quite frankly, that's my biggest talking point here in this game, because unless Sam Darnold looks different than what we've seen over the first 6 weeks, won't matter. Seahawks are going to win the football game. Now, if it's one of those things where it's, hey, week to week league, you never know what's going to happen here and there, right? And Sam Darnold plays a little bit worse, then it opens the door, of course. But if Sam plays the way that he has through the first 6 weeks, the Seahawks are going to win this football game. I've got the Seahawks winning. With an interesting score here, just for fun at the end here. 26-19. I have no idea if it's scoregami or not, but I went 26-19 here for this one.
Oh, you're trying to get the oddball score like I did for the Ohio State game last week.
I am, yeah.
I see. You go on the oddball route. Once in a while, it works. I've got Seattle 21-17, little lower scoring. I think you still have two pretty good defenses here, and two things I think also to look out for: Abraham Lucas and Charles Cross, Seattle's tackles, obviously against not Derek Stingley, Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter. And then I think it's that matchup right there, always the tackles and the edge duo when you're talking about Houston is a big thing. And then when you talk about, now I'm getting a Derek Stingley Jr., Sam Darnold's ability to throw the ball down the middle of the field and the fact that he's been the best middle of the field passer in the league this year, I think that helps him a lot in this game. I'm not trying to mess around on the outside with Stingley and Lassiter. That's the two areas with the Houston Texans defense that you worry about the most. The two edge rushers who are both prime time and the two corners who are outstanding outside the numbers. Got to protect Darnold. Got to throw it down the middle of the field. If they can do that, then Seattle gets a home win. I like Seattle 21-17.
All right. There we go, folks.